Good morning and welcome to our transmission for today. Of course, this is Net2 Television, beaming and transmitting straight from the Hollywood building located at Zongo Junction, Medina. It's now time for the dialogue with me, Isaac Clotte. Of course, I'll be joined by one of our key guests for this morning from far away Akwitia. He will soon be around the glass table. He's no other person than Ernest Kumi, a member of the communications team for the new Patriotic Party. Of course, yesterday night, between the hours of 10 p.m. and about 10:30, we listened to the 10th presidential address. So this morning, as usual, as well as you know, the discussion will be mainly enveloped around the president's 10th address to the nation. Of course, there were some highlights in it. Some of the restrictions were lifted, some were further extended. So together with my guests, we'll be looking at all these issues that came up from the president's 10th address to the nation. We will, without wasting much time now, turn our attention to the front pages of the various newspapers as we have them this morning, and we kick off with a look at the new Crusading Guide. We have drama at Pantan. King of Land Guards busted. His people promised to bribe SWAT team for his release as they go terrorizing Ghanaians. Right. That's from the front page of the new Crusading Guide. Still tell us why the new Crusading Guide is always talking about land guards and land issues. Anyway, Hassan Zain dismisses lies. Osu Wulomo sets record straight. John Kuma declared most outstanding integrity CEO and honored for deepening culture of entrepreneurship in Ghana. Police terrorize youth land developers at Doblo. So these are the front page headlines for the new Crusading Guide. Next up is the Chronicle, and we have harmful chemicals found in soaps in Ghana. FDA, GSA play blame game. Police inspector arrested for robberies. Almost every other day we are getting reports, newspaper or news reports of one member or another of a security service, be it police or the army, the military, being engaged in nefarious activities. What's happening to our security systems? Speed up hearing of political cases in court, Professor Asari. And NEIP lauded for training 19,000 youth with biz startups. So that's the front page for the Chronicle. We turn our attention to the Daily Statesman. And on its front page, we have places of worship reopen Friday. Professor Boche snubs Mahama running mate offer. Don't allow power to corrupt you with arrogance. Awuku to politicians. And that was the front page for the Daily Statesman. Next up is the Ghanaian Times, where we have 500,000 smokers risk contracting COVID-19 as the nation marks World No Tobacco Day. FDA warns. Student Loan Trust Fund to disburse 32.3 million Ghana cedis by end of 2019-2020 academic year. Vincent Asifua is quoted as saying, Zoom Lion disinfects Central Mosque in response to Chief Imam's appeal. 16 women nabbed over fake currency printing distribution in Kumasi. What's happening to our women? Right, so that's the front page for the Ghanaian Times. Do we turn our attention to the back page? Yes, we do. And 7 more bodies retrieved from Volta Lake accident. And Mineral Commission to provide free fertilizer for farmers in oil palm plantation. SK Boafo. That's the Ghanaian Times for you. Next up is the Daily Guide, where we have men's gold payboy saga. #1 cash gang arrested. Obinim for court today. New voters register, NDC position absurd, EC fires. Ignore warmongers, Freddie Blay. Zoom Lion disinfects central mosques. Finally, we turn our attention to the Daily Graphic, and on its front page we have COVID-19 pandemic. Restrictions eased. Schools reopen for final year students. Abridged religious activities begin. Borders remain closed, and limited political activities. We also have Zoom Lion begins disinfection of mosques. And Volta Lake boat disaster. 6 more bodies retrieved. And EC decision to compile new voters register laudable. Jacob Osei-Yeboah. So let's turn our attention to the back page for the Daily Graphic, and we have Alternative Livelihood Project makes positive impact. And also at the back page we have Enyinam Kwabeng Road upgrade nears completion. So yes, these are the newspapers as I have them, as we have them assembled before me this morning, and welcome back into the studios. And like I said earlier today, the discussion is going to be centered. We don't have any choice, really. The discussion will be centered on the 10th presidential address on the anti-COVID-19 measures delivered by President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo yesterday night, Sunday night around 10 p.m. So, of course, the issues are plenty, but just before I get into that, I'll introduce my guest for the morning. He's no other person than Mr. Ernest Kumi from the beautiful glittering city of Akwete. I said glittering because of the diamond, the history of diamonds. Yeah. How are you, though?
By God's grace, yourself.
Good to see you.
Good to see you, too.
Nice one. But just before we begin the conversation proper, let's just take some messages from our key sponsors. And Franco Trading is informing us that some unscrupulous persons are using their Facebook account to defraud innocent citizens. The public, the general public, is hereby advised to avoid or desist from transacting any Francophone Facebook transactions, but rather, if you want to do any online transactions, the best and appropriate way is to do it via the official website, which is www.francotrading.com or www.francophones.com. It also reminds you that it has in stock the latest mobile phones and mobile phones accessories, as well as your printers, laptops, television sets, all at reduced prices. Right, so Francophones can be located at various locations within the capital and across the country, including at Koforidua, Ho, Kaswa, Adabraka, Accra, La Paz, Osu, Tema, right here at Medina. For more information, contact 0302-225-651 or 0546-133-188. Franco Trading Enterprise. Still phone Papa Fie. Yesterday, I was glued to my television listening to the sermons from Bishop Opong Edujemfi and the International Charismatic Gospel, the International Charismatic Church, I beg your pardon. And I know Focus as well as Sandra were also watching the same worship, praise and worship on Net2 television. They are reminding us that they'll be back again this and every Sunday between 9 and 10 a.m. That is the International Charismatic Church with their General Overseer, Bishop Opong Edujemfi, bringing us an hour of service, including praise and worship. Finally, High Sense reminds you that it's not relented on its brand promise of excellence, manufacturing the highest quality but affordable home appliances for everyday people worldwide. Of course, they have in their showrooms refrigerators, television sets, rice cookers, irons, a variety of electrical appliances, as well as mobile phones and mobile phone accessories. Hisense says they are the only electric company in Ghana offering a 5 years manufacturer's defect warranty for all items purchased. So don't hesitate. The number to contact them is 0302 550000 0302 550000. And just before we get into the conversation proper, we know we are not in normal times and we are all trying our best to help contain the spread of COVID-19. So today, of course, as always from Net2, we're just reminding you that before you do anything or before you step out in public, let's remind ourselves to keep washing our hands regularly with soap under running water, as well as applying hand sanitizers as regularly and as often as we can. If we are stepping out of our homes, let's do well to pick up our face masks or nose masks and wear them. If we are in public, let's ensure the social distancing protocols are being observed, especially the physical distancing protocols of about 1 or 2 meters apart. If all of these are problematic to you or you find it difficult, well, just stay at home and just keep watching Net2 television or Oman 107.1 FM. Right, I think I've held my guest hostage for a while now. So yesterday, what did you make of the president's address, briefly?
I think it was a good presentation, considering the fact that he did a lot of engagement and
Right.
a lot of consultation with various stakeholders. It's a good presentation. Now, President has done well so far. I think, okay, President has done well so far from the time Ghana was said to have contacted the disease from the beginning. Watch leadership, say, or you be Uncle Bettina, then in session, in film now, asema to Ghana for. But from time to time, we show leadership, we're guiding, we steer the affairs of the country to the extent, say, and they, though you're any be and spread it to say, Sana, so is, and Nipa do not share or monkwa. Though there are a few people are Omashi or Munkano, do not share or Munkwa. And from time to time, I think, say, we're holding who ye, then some more did to dry, carefully thought through a yama, and yes, a populist idea, say, via, ye per se, ye pleasing Nipa, Kubinti, into 2 months per make his decision in there be. And we saw that in the presentation.
Okay.
Was a good thing for Ghana.
Hopefully, we would like to see highlights of his presentation again. But there are some 4 key areas you're discussing. Of course, let me say the partial lift of religious gathering, because from Friday, religious bodies, including Muslims and Christians, can now attend to their mosques and churches. But there are conditions to that. Apart from that, final year students are Moko School bachelor exams. And so they too, the president made a point in his address. Public burials and weddings, of course, these social institutions have been with us for a while. I mean, since our inception as Ghanaians. Funerals, we don't joke with it, and it has upset the balance socially a bit. So the president also spoke about that. And finally, people were thinking the borders were going to be opened, but hey, it was extended till even 31st July, according to the president. And there are still bans on political activities, including rallies, festivals, and even sporting events. So I guess we'll be taking some highlights of the president's message. If we are ready, we can take them. But as we are not ready yet, let's start with the religious. Okay, I've been notified we are ready. So now let's take the highlights from the president's address. We start with his lifting on the ban on worship.
So, fellow Ghanaians, with effect from Friday, 5th June, we will begin stage 1 of the process of easing restrictions. an abridged format for religious services can commence. 25% attendance, with a maximum number of 100 congregants, can worship at a time in church or at the mosque, with a mandatory 1 meter rule of social distancing between congregants. In addition to the mandatory wearing of masks for all persons at all times in churches and mosques, a register of names and contact details of all worshippers and hand-washing facilities and sanitizers must be provided, with a maximum duration of 1 hour for each service. Religious institutions that are desirous of opening their premises to their members, such as churches, mosques, and others, must disinfect, fumigate, and put in place the
These are some of the highlights the president made a strong stress on yesterday. In same way, Yabesha with religious maybe caveats now or the buy, you know. We can go to churches, but with conditions. What do you want to say?
Minia, nepa so anono. Oye de a untimi please nipa ni nyina, but no kwe wo mu ne se ayete se ekom de wo ache. Na yakofa aduane se besi wanim sanate bia no obedi so atiase and for us within the religious bodies no say ye Christopher ye Muslimi for any ye nuanom ekeka ho ni nyina no we are used to it and we like it every day. We like to worship and fellowship together, but akoba ni say yare nti ni ye nya akwanya ntimi ndi nsanwo so ana say ensumbum, but unima I so be aware addicted to a product. You can't just take the person of the product straight away. Or handle and kaka. So we are used to fellowshipping together, but yari as all of a sudden our team. But when we are coming back together now, yentimi mba putuprumu ema yenyina ye mekambum and start sa. If anything, Kwampa, I will see starting in smaller numbers. Lessons learned, no. Na yehu ekwan ye befa so ye betutu nhyehyeye amana se basi yi nyina ye soma bomu krampa ye betimi asoma bomu a ye betimi abododo ne ho nkwa anase dodo ne ho ban a enkofa asem ba obeka the last time I know have such a discussion no, I said say churches themselves must have what we call the going back strategy. Say opese okọ back na okosum no bomu no one kasa na nhyehyeye ben now they to about church members on by it's answer yes of one nkwa asem a obeka ne na nipetie your front protocols or your choristers or your mom a meet and greet ushers ni nyama prayer team, especially the big
Sunday
churches
school,
now.
the youth, the kids.
Yeah, the kids, all these things. I was saying, when you're setting go back strategy, I was saying, she said, Papa bidaho, ama nipa ba, nipa hong kwan, and I said, nipa hong bain bono, ebe kwenim. But then, no, say one fa guidelines and to, and especially if you are not specific. I think say me endra kranona maybe some so why the limit on the numbers? Say bia a nipa 100 pena and sumbum no. But I think upon second thoughts, and it makes sense. If you are not specific on your instructions, especially Ghana memu hanum say na obi abetu eguma kwa edio pebia because you didn't specify. You left room for ambiguity. And to do be a person ye bia no timi ebo room eye. But when the president was very specific, and our sons waka say in shisheye bia or there to diano. The minister for religious for the religious ministry, will come out and make sure, say, or the specific guidelines and how they will go back and make sure, say, Ubia is safe and Betuja. And I think, say, being expressed and being explicit in whatever precedent Editujan is something that is going to be helpful. And sorry, na ye bumpo ye best say, almost making sure, say, they are responsible towards others and making sure, say, especially, yen yanum biwo ma sorry them kresa. Now some members edoso. To be normal bocano piece near they was say, wow, was them so. Now you say you can sit up to 100. No just say digidino compile up in 100. Sorry, them or Debbie. You have to make like room for that 1 meter distance and social distancing. Now you can't want say you have to make sure say there's something for people to wash their hands. There's that kind of guideline. Even there's a register. And that is very, very key. Because I could pass a nipa bako, sorry, them or contacting disease nibia. Now we see it me making sure say you can follow back and
contact
trace
tracing.
all those people. So if you don't keep the register of persons in attendance now, not just a cobas and nipa bacon, a conya nimpe, now the union I am quite a diagro. Not just there's no means of contact tracing the people to know where those people are and isolating and treating them. What I say already, the president said the strategy for fighting the COVID-19 is what the 3 T's. That is testing, tracing, and what treatment. That is what they are. It is a cobas when keep data no, and as one record the persons that enter into your auditorium now. Not nipa baku kwenye bisesi ya. How do we?
A very salient point we're raising, but how do we, like you're saying, yan monitor ni year say we need to time a year lifted ban you would echo so how would we police or how would we monitor or how would we check the abuse of that system? Maybe Sunday instead of 400 no who say 500 a pack will be
the church itself has prime responsibility. Say minority enya say ya sofum penifo any bitro letter at the petition to president and him say easy up the restriction for us to go back to church. And tisa it is a see and a work no man penity wasem with tia suffer no be a quine say yetimi call back near cosma. The prime or the ultimate responsibility is on you. Essence say see ano some kotnas na ya betia te say or one particular church you have yourself to blame. And obi anso te say sorry we say ya any biatia te say o sani pa no be raubim. Me de metia metumi mfo. Member how cry bim naja sa adina kwakwa eden akohame. Eti the best sense omankasa in the first place they have the first line of duty to protect themselves and the church workers any citizenry never asori or no. The next aspect is omampeni kan we njanetra or say the security agencies no are mandated to ensure say people will go strictly by the rules or their tone. It's not say the ally or the buyer concerning COVID-19, you know, he has the EI, you know, he has amended it accordingly to reflect all these changes now. All can want them no. It's your making sure say a mind buying body security agencies a bit me to an amount around IM forces and your way in an enforce. Did you also hear municipal executives need DCs near then and so on? And sorry, I work within almost sub-metros near then. Also what responsibilities because you see, so you're DC ya or your mind and answer your man penny in see a name or district level until you have your if you have your people at heart untimi nkoda just like that until kwesi de do na was one case untimi nya tax force bia you can go around to see say churches are adhering to all these safety protocols and all guidelines or mampeni dia to on see yes niama we dia then you can be rest assured say you betimi akwa enim kaka ana minso me dia minso ho ni say yetimi dis anhihye we so for some time even the churches themselves will find alternative strategies you betimi increase numbers no what else with time no you betimi call back to your mampeni say you started operating with 100 no you who say going forward no you betimi increase equal to 500 you be operating then ye nya sa troublesome because there are some concerns about sorry no no. My church, for instance, that is the ICGC Calvary Temple, say no. We sit in large numbers. So what I say, and this year best city 100, for instance. Hey, and so for Pastor Kuyo because he's going to sit like almost like 50 service in a day, and it's not possible for him.
I can imagine.
Once it's not possible for him, no, now it means that we cannot meet. It's a disadvantage to those of us who sit in mass numbers. What I say, I believe, say, if those who can sit in smaller numbers and can hold themselves in check, be responsible towards the people, then the president can ease up more. For those that sit in large numbers, no, you bet me I call back, I started in sorry.
All right. So this is Ernest Kumi's bit on or his take on the religious lifting of the ban on religious worship. I mean the congregation or the assemblage for religious worship, including Muslims and Christians. Now let's go back to the president and hear what he says on the reopening of schools, especially for final year students.
After engagement with the teacher unions, whose cooperation I salute, to reopen schools and universities, to allow for final year, junior high, senior high, and university students to resume classes ahead of the conduct of their respective exit examinations. Indeed, final year university students are to report to their universities on 15th June. Final year senior high school SHS3 students, together with SHS2 Go Track students, on 22nd June. And final year junior high school JHS3 students on 29th June. JHS3 classes will comprise a maximum of 30 students. SHS classes a maximum of 25 students, and university lectures will take place with half the class sizes. All final year students of educational and training institutions, which are being managed by ministries other than the Education Ministry, are to return to school on 15th June to complete their exit examinations. Again, prior to the opening of schools and universities, the Ministry of Education and the heads of public and private educational institutions will fumigate and disinfect their institutions. Each student, teacher, and non-teaching staff will be provided with reusable face masks by the Ministry of Education. With the avoidance of doubt, all other educational facilities, private and public, for non-final year students will remain closed. The Minister for Education in the coming days will outline in detail the specific guidelines for the safe reopening of our schools and universities.
Right. So as we can see, the president was quite elaborate about when he got to the point of education, drew education, or tonuboase, and or church, obia time, mubeko, and what to do in that time. And he says the government will make sure they provide, at least meet the students halfway, or the education sector halfway, in terms of PPEs, stuff to go through that period, especially as they sit for their final exams. What do you make of this as well?
I think it's a good decision. Now, omampeni sana meka no waya de. You see, omampeni bia kodina sembe tu jatra onfa nsa NCBB so enkyere se ono ankasa otiase. Ene yare bai aman bebre na yehu omampeni kwampa. Last kwa mihwe video omampeni ba kokra de nose mask nkwa no hu hye. Omampeni bi so kwa de COVID-19 kwa no or say COVID-19. So what I say it is someone can someone in here because by a man penny there, watch say Ojana, so watch say of follow up, watch say or care about the citizenry. Treminia be being wa a ya we say, so I prepare for exams. Now I point self per se ocho, next year to Asheda. Say Yami do one for final you be we need that from now betting me daje, of course we see and dear say new date beba. No matter how good or brilliant you are. By the time I knew date bebano, na unim dear conform. Now went to me in chat to say and I'll pen no. It me face a baby or man penny shas if you know quite significant. Service said when being in the mass form say yen in I young woman school at the problem beba. And Mra man penny yes say yen starting discussing the going back strategy for the educational sector. No. Obesha na yen teachers union ya didn't somewhere adamant. Yamincha de Dalmas say this time around. No. Omatias normally on Mampeniatina say Diano Babai, normally agree on the way forward. Me can say the way forward and they say Omunina Bebro once normally on Mampeniatina say Din Comatrin Como, actually Niamaya, the two former, you bet me Buana, especially the final year students. No, Etimania Quenya Cotua or Madisona or Matro exams, nephew on them. Now in Bibino, dear Omampeni, she shall there two in answer ye. As I said, maybe a tremben now to me in term, Yenyan in TSF France. BSS school for go back to school no. I say nipa be 700 and I attract yare ni bi. Omampeni say penisa. Eti when onja is obi anko no nko eni opio. On one kasa de hyehyɛ to first line. I say final year students pen enko. SHS for final year student, JHS final year student, Eba University a final year students. So what I say, at least no, omo de are quite critical. The more muche ofie, no more rusty. And it is better say who easy up and it also to enable them to make use of the full infrastructure now. School now say institution no one. I'm sure the final year students alone can occupy the full infrastructure no. Now may utilize social distance and all the health protocols. Now my the etimia to additional some control exams no amaye. When Jan to us out, or specify number and say a class should not be more than 30. In the case of senior high school for no, which means on one case out here saying the oye, and in some more kind of the one say, and you both say Mukau, and I guess all the 2 million on quantity Flagstaff house or so, may yes share Monko no Munko diso, on it teacher unions and teacher unions from the Boma Basso, Sebi Nipa, yes, Oyo also Nimuku, sometimes say Kujao. In the first instance, no, Oman Jantu, but later, Yakasa Wonyade, Omni Mampenia Cotinase, I'm almost so much your madrin. I'm a name, she say, Mampenia to Jan Ebebois. Mampenia so offensive, wow. Or see, the education minister will come out with the strict guidelines. Institutions, Edubejuma. Not just said, there are 2 Janokan, there's going to be a further detailed, we say, educational ministry near the Edubeba. I bet me aboa ma yenuanom omo go back to school no omo banbo ene omo hundi omo husiesie ni ade nyina bekoye amo matimenya asomdwe esua de atro exams no etwa sene etimu eti hyehyɛ omampani de two dwa concerning the education sector no ade bia me de me fe say edimu
na so my example be about France and omo experience no after reopening no omo who say that decision maybe was too soon or too early until almost recent days decision. To me, who say a bit to me affect similar way, even though in a minimized risk form, because this is only the final year students. But in trying to let them finish their exams, are we not putting them at risk for further infections, no matter how minimum the number is?
I don't think so. First of all, no. Shisha Mampeni di two Jane and Shishaya Esweni. Secondly, no, may sure say minim health minister, minim education minister guidelines or the Babetujan. But I can bet for sure say it will include the testing of all the kids that will be going back to the school.
Okay.
So what I say. So when they are tested and they know say omo moko back nina at the year and they follow through the guidelines our minister and Edibetujana. I am not sure say a best spread it. Secondly, or thirdly, no, may sure Osha France a quite almost fast so easy up education sector now. And yet progressively and it's not as detailed as sana your Mampeni Edia Tujano. It's not me bo Mampeni Nanado Abason say every step he has taken with us or every walk of the step on the way through this COVID-19 update has been very progressive, it's been very detailed and it's been very effective. Unim Tama or easy up, especially the lockdown. But today it's been vindicated. Also, gradually, everybody is even what? Easing up lockdown, people are easing up the restrictions and all this. So I believe that Niyama or Tujan, he's done it, we've seen it, it's been working, and I know said the Tujan is going to work without putting or without unnecessarily putting the risk of the children at openly like that. Inti, your Bompire say education minister the guidelines so better institutions na name teacher for name penifo or one so no ebeye oseti no mo dia ye djuma no mo so mo ye ahweye no mo nkofa yare mfam besa omo ne nkwara na e school mu onom no that is also very key because teachers ni bi onom ebia obekọ back no well on faniama as serious as is being put down no akọ take akọ faster risk no e dey aba nkwara no nso bi o ha omaso edin sa nkwara ni nyina no nso no e wo se enyom kasa share especially when they go back to school no orientation has to be very detailed and they need to caution them enough. Another interesting thing, the reusable mask on Peniama Yatia says, be provided the needed PPEs. Only make asem we beto jana teachers unions ni be in person bedroom. Make catch them say look. And then, you know, private organizations be Juma, the banks are working. But what is so important, they say, you will provide them with the PPEs and the guidelines for them to follow so that you can go about your duty. And also, betima you will Juma, akobaka, unya, or how they are. And on there, very key and very important. And you best say teacher for I'm working within the educational sector. Omunyina den sheshe ni beye juma na omanpenin so anu somebody to just say obe provide them with the PPE, you know, ministries ni ade no so ebe make sure say PPE no kwa na enko ansana easy na no date na o share 15 June no edu hono.
Right. So Ernest Kumi keeps giving us his views and opinion on the president's 10th address. We are doing it in bits now. We are on education and the schools reopening as stated by the president. Of course, the schools...
on the education thing, I think there was one thing that was crossing my mind, but meaning how, I'm presuming, say, education ministry, the further details, but you don't know how they are going to go about it, especially, so be a foreign student. Now say, wakokao nikroma. So I wakokao name so how is that going to pass the exam? I know you had the back. I think the Metri Health Minister and Education Minister and agencies who say they should, with the University Council, no, they should be able to come out with further guidelines. A bit more, a bit taking care of those people within that angle, and so.
Right. So that's a good point. Well noted by Ernest Kumi on the reopening or the reactivation of schools, of course, for final year students as they get ready to write their exams. So we are going to another part of the president's 10th address. What did the president say? Public burials, weddings. Let's stand by and hear what the president said.
Private burials, now with a maximum of 100 persons, can continue to be performed. Restaurants providing seated services can operate under appropriate social distancing arrangements and hygiene protocols. Individual, non-contact sports can go ahead. Conferences, workshops, weddings, and political activities, except rallies, can now take place, but with limited numbers, not exceeding 100 persons present, with the appropriate social distancing and hygiene protocols. Marketplaces, workplaces, public transport, and constitutional and statutory bodies such as the Electoral Commission, the National Commission for Civic Education, and the National Identification Authority, whose activities were exempted from the outset from these restrictions, must conduct their activities in accordance with social distancing and the necessary hygiene and safety protocols. Whilst we step up public education of the protocols on public gatherings, let me also state that regulatory agencies will undertake random checks to ensure conformity with these rules, and the security services will be tasked to enforce them. Should any institution fail to adhere to these directives, its activities will be immediately prohibited and relevant sanctions applied. I have by executive instrument provided for these new directions and extended the suspension of the remaining public gatherings as set out in EI 64 15th March until 31st July.
So here we are, that's the president giving us his take on another aspect of the address or the restrictions, which is on public social gatherings, public weddings and burials. But he made a strong point about the need for the security agencies to step in and ensure adherence to the laid down principles. Ernest, what did you make of that?
Yeah, I think for the president, as I said, President Becker said, the security agencies to ensure the strict adherence. No, Adebakwa, was yesterday, ye bambo, Numekuni, and no, on the bombarding say, on the making sure that people will strictly conform to the rules and guidelines. No, it's answer. Side, and I said, baby, I can once say me a very critical area. One share people will take it for granted. Far political activities, for instance. When you say yen a manual for and I say a manual sema ye no, most often a manual for phobia they try to exert authority. And he said, Kobasa a manual kubi a yen program and answer or yen shisha nase ninipa one share or not the Takashia kofem na. Nipa more than 100 na akwa kushia. The nipa more than 100 nesuko kushia na omo follow up with the social distancing all the health protocols adhere to adwana. Na chese omo de omanfo ne nkwa na edi agro. Enti na chese sefata se bambo dwumeku no omo mfa osuro omo nsuro nipa na omo nye hwehwanimu na omo making sure say especially the political establishment programs bia yebe no yebe adhere to the strict adherence of all these restrictions and as all these guidelines are on Mampeni Edia Tujano. And you know, except for that, say on BDH, they do also say, offer NCC in EC in for now. I feel we're a woman election year. Elections, no umpo, we are constitutionally mandated to go through it. And to Senate here, on December 7th, we will go to the polls.
Yeah, sure. This will be one of the meaty discussions that will evolve throughout the week, especially on the presidential, on the election matters, registration, now, yembo final bite from the president at the what we are currently saying on political rallies, festivals, and to some extent, sporting events. A lot of us have missed sporting events because for us, Accra House of Folk supporters, we are waiting to follow Kumasi Asante Kotoko left, Accra Great Olympics on the right, Owu United on the forward, any other football team. Phobia, yenya brio, and the sporting events are, ya delay, no, they are present.
In here, I refer to the suspension of sporting events, nightclubs, cinemas, drinking spots, bars, beaches, festivals, funerals, political rallies, and large religious gatherings such as crusades, pilgrimages, and conventions. Our border by air, land, and sea remains closed until further notice for human traffic. However, given that there are Ghana residents stranded abroad, special dispensation is going to be given for their evacuation back to Ghana, where they will be subjected to the mandatory quarantine and safety protocols. Fellow Ghanaians, it is said that with greater freedom comes greater responsibility. The introduction of this phased opening up of our country means that each and every one of us must continue to remain vigilant and respect the enhanced hygiene and social distance protocols that have become part and parcel of our daily routine over the last 3 months. We cannot afford to let our guard down and ruin the successes we have chalked over this period. Yes, there exists a possibility of a potential surge in infections. As a precautionary measure, we've strengthened further our existing national, regional, and district response teams with the support of the security forces to step up to deal with any eventuality.
And to the president's take on some of the restrictions, the lifting of some of the restrictions. There was some good news for Ghanaians stranded elsewhere, outside the country, but for you, as a political animal sitting in front of me, who's waiting to be picked up by the party, nominated by the party for the parliamentary elections, you are still under a form of ban by the president. I mean, no political rally. So how do you go about your I mean, political life? Do you have political oxygen to breathe in your political constituency? All of this under what the president said, the final bit, and stranded Ghanaians. What do you make of it?
Okay, so on the political bit, it's a difficult time. And Manyoni Biabeja to me say, easy. It has come with a lot of cost. It has come with a lot of stress. And it has come with, the good side is that you have to be innovative in your thinking. And he said, oh, you'll be our own dream question, and answer Muniama, Makonta, and for plans there, then Umubeke. So for me as a political person and campaigning at Akwetia constituency, what I'm doing is that I do a lot of personal engagement. Until you go to people's house, then when you have the opportunity to space out at a distance and talk to them. We've been doing that until and to say first now you can always group the people together.
I'm sure between Ernest and maybe the time the newspapers come out again, we'll hear some political parties accusing the president of political machinations to stifle some part of the political space as against his own and all that. I mean, we can preempt discussions like that will be coming.
Yeah, we can. I mean, it is expected, especially Ghana had how the opposition think. We know how they are easily throw in propaganda and I say omoka omonsemsa and it is expected say you better say ombaba otabeka so omampeni is trying to prevent them from campaigning here but omoka sa video moya okaka and I'll be quite disappointed in them. Why do I say that? Yenyan we muna at the time ye easy up even the lockdown omoka say debi political expedience un here say you be release lockdown it is a way for no na say we criticize and na say na wa dream no ususu and say we should have still been under lockdown by today. You have no qualms in crying today. What I say simple they say am we've given you a straw to hold on and you are crying. Meanwhile, previously your language was that you don't need a straw to hold on.
Right.
So I say some man the straw to hold on. You better clutch onto it and keep holding on till we give you a better thing to hold on. So I say it is expected say they need the ombabe, but obia na dwumudawa na so obia osese nyama ebu nyama wa konta bia be hu say dede hunu ana omoye. It's say their language back then was that they don't need it. They should be happy to deal with that.
I would say President so can be for NIA, an electoral commission. So I'm Juma not there. The restrictions doesn't affect them. Isn't that the slippery ground where the other parties can say, "Adena President na wamanan NIA ni easy"? Is it because of politics that they should keep on going, doing their jobs? Or there is a valid point for those agencies?
There's more than a valid point.
Yes.
Election year. By December 17th. Now, the interesting thing is that at the time I call lockdown, we didn't go into a total lockdown.
Right.
There were certain essential institutions we all know classify or money Juma.
Okay.
Even under the restrictions act now there are exempted institutions and now I can say EC, NCC, all these institutions right from the onset they were set up, they were separated to operate.
Okay.
Because there were election year, life must go on and they must also work for the state. Say December 7 asunti gradually as it will take, I was so intimidating. I was so mugusu Juma. Ekusi say December 7th. Number 2 ama yedi yetimenya kwenyadi ekoko motia de akosiso. Enti there ombe Juma. Now the reason why I make us say you no so ebekasa na omo problem ni say you cannot say EC and NCC ni adeni nyina omonte nkoda. There be at the end of the day they will have to operate. At the end of the day, who per se to aba. And then Obika in a literal sense, and someone per se to aba so there. Then let us all agree and say the elections has been postponed to December 7, 2021. But so on Jin to Muse, you wait to me the election now December 2021. Not just say institution bia na say ko bia we say e di dwumason e make sure say December 7th about one be basono. Sa institutions also nya akwanya e de ye na dwuma. Now we are there so opposition for the nkeka de ombeka. Dana the sense the omuka no manya asema eto asum. Don't just wake up and come and criticize. Criticize based on something. Because many can say who bet me hold up Wamanyoku meeting. Say now notice NDC for a meeting and suspend or more executive member bako. What almost say suspended Alote Joko, who is a former regional chairman for the central region. So what I say. Now Mutimiko would meeting and suspended Ubia. It's a political activity. So why can't the EC also hold up meeting in the normal course of its business to set up processes in place to make sure say about what time so I bit me up to about asumjimu. I don't think this is a big deal for anybody to contain. And yenu anomne de oye den ya ombekasa. Say adenti na ye mo makwenya kwa amomunkoye rallies near the restrictions near the atoms. So I see, I keep telling people we are not in normal times. At this time, what is needed is that you need to engage your innovative side of thinking. Now, for ideas, people are doing a lot of virtual meetings, and you can do same. So this time around, you don't need to sit down and say you are waiting for the traditional campaign rallies. It can't happen. So people, they should rather be innovative and stop criticizing government. You'll be about to criticizing a buying say, I didn't know why my uncle mass rally near Dibiano. That person is not innovative.
Okay, fantastic. So these are the thoughts of Ernest Kumi on the president's 10th address. You can also share your thoughts. In fact, I'm waiting to hear what you have to say concerning the president's address, the 10th in the series of his address to the nation, updating us on measures being done by government to contain the COVID-19 and its spread in Ghana. But we haven't even talked about the numbers this morning. What are the numbers looking like this morning? Worldwide, we have about 6,278,405 persons who have tested positive for the case, for the disease since its inception, with 374,157 persons sadly losing their lives, with 2,852,761 persons making a full recovery. So globally, the actual cases of persons with the virus as we speak is approximately a little bit over 3 million persons. When we come down to Ghana, 8,070 persons, as of this morning, have been recorded to have been tested positive with the COVID-19 case in Ghana, with 36 persons unfortunately losing their lives. But the good news is that almost 3,000 people have recovered or making a recovery. That's 2,947 persons making a full recovery. So in net terms, the number of persons with the virus in Ghana currently is around 5,913. 5,913. So don't let the 8,000 figure scare us too much, because it's not only, it's 5,913. We'll soon be taking a short break, but before we take that break, there's another news that broke out during the weekend, which, well, as we are heading towards the election year, it could be putting the whole country on its toes. What story or what issue am I talking about? 14 secessionists arrested in Bando. Of course, we know the issue about the Western Togoland or the Western Homeland Togoland issue, and on page 31 of the Daily Graphic, if I could just show you a bit of the headline, if you can see page 30, is 14 secessionists arrested at Bando, and I'll read. 14 people suspected to be members of the Homeland Study Group Foundation, which is advocating for the formal withdrawal and restoration of Western Togoland as an independent state from Ghana, have been arrested. The suspects, including 3 women, are placed in police custody after they were picked up during a meeting at Sovie, a suburb of Pando in the Volta region. They were initially placed in police custody at Pando, but have since been transferred to the regional police headquarters in Ho for further investigations. But before we go into the discussion, I don't know why the journalist is sugarcoating their intentions. I mean, maybe it's me. 14 persons suspected to be members of the Homeland Study Group Foundation, which is advocating for the formal withdrawal and restoration of Western Togoland. What's that sweet English? They are just calling for
separation.
Straight up. And they are in the bush.
There's no advocacy.
Yeah, there's no, exactly. So I don't know whether the journalist himself is a Western Togolese. Anyway. But,
I was about to ask.
Yeah, but I don't know why there's no advocate.
And I'm glad you raised that point. You see, I do wish I say, and Ghana will joke with security a lot.
Exactly.
And I do be diagro, so time will come, it will just spark fire, and all of us are in trouble. Journalists, we should send our advocacy as if say the law enforcement agency is just worrying them and they are just advocates. No, these were people that were told they started training people and arming people. So Omankasa building own security agencies. With time, why disgruntled? No office on your content with political decision, or no show mochi. Now I started for they turn into rebel group and I started
and then Boko Haram in Ghana.
Exactly the point I'm driving home. What I say. It will be a new quasi this way go. Be it a reporter, security agency, even the presidency, national security should not be joking with this thing. But they be a fan say, oh, papa I don't think it's funny anymore. Because I didn't if it escalates to that level, all of us at risk. What I say, oh, but I say, I'm kidnapping, Kwarabi, or baby, and no man, they take on its own. It's in your journalists never say an advocacy group. What makes them an advocacy group? You see, and these things must stop. People now. And not just the government, who no mankasa if a hosam patemo nankasa should own up and speak because their life is at risk. More so. Yasu a penny now tnefi na nkwarawe nanka. Ye can nankawe for now. Oka humbi. There are people among for nankasa if you should own up and be responsible and speak up to this matter and tell the people in the face, say, look, no more, but yen so. Emma put your life at risk. Because in Tokasi is here, and I say problem Bibas is here. It's not just them, but even the people there. It's my emphasis way in your political matter. So. In any case, if you study the history, I quite to say they always rear up their head when the MPP is in power. And I say when the party that is not affiliated to their home region is in power.
Is that so?
Yeah, you check the history. The other day, Koku Baku brought out all this history. This is not the first time they've shot up their head. But the point is, why do we leave them to keep resurfacing? And you can see a moment such chance. You do think the FBI will take this kindly? It won't happen in anywhere or any part of the world. As
security agencies, well, to them, they act on information. And to say we almost say BNI, and I inform them. I guess the BNI through their, their network of informants and other operatives, because
the first time you see, thorough investigation should have been conducted. The minutest person or the close, remotest person or linked to them. That is how you kill such a story. That is how you kill such a group. So what I say, but if you leave them, now they be a more brother, papa be no ya kokra way you say, how do you put such an old man in jail? God, for a higher one year more brother in unnecessary things. We leave the substance and our focus become a humoboni when the mobile when you know ya kokra or ya kokra no timidrian bonisa. A kokra no person will throw the life of the entire citizenry at risk. No. So we should have arrested him and all the people that are linked to him. You see, security is one thing, And if you disregard the smallest information,
and even the language by our local journalists is beginning to be worried. Yeah. Send a graphic, Nick, Kauchi, they're advocating. Advocating from what to what?
Today,
what?
it is the journalists. Tomorrow, it will be pastors. Tomorrow, it will be civil society group. They all begin to jump into the, oh, let's just consider. We need to keep this thing. We need to shut this thing before it even comes up again.
Right.
We need to stop them, halt them where they are. Because they're journalists in their language. Tomorrow, 10 years' time, 20 years' time, one little boy in the university will come and take this paper and read it. Oh, by the people, they were not as harmful. Let's say 20 years' time, a little boy in the university begin to conduct a research or investigation into this matter. Oh, of our papers now, so guys, in history, they were not as harmful. But meanwhile, they are harmful.
Exactly.
They are very harmful, so we shouldn't entertain them.
Okay, so these are the thoughts of Ernest Kumi on the secessionist story that's broken out in the Volta region at Kpando, where 14 secessionists were arrested. But the issue is that we seem to be playing with fire. We seem to be, treading too cautiously with this secessionist, because the way the graphic story is couched, it's like they were advocating. It's a case of advocation, and you have your right to differ and I have my right to differ. But this is not, we know this is not the intention of the secessionists. They've actually trying to rally an armed group to do an armed insurrection, and we are calling them advocates. Well, Daily Graphic, please come again. But we are going to take a quick short break. When we come back, you, of course, your opinion, views, and comments are also being solicited here. So we'll be activating our phone lines. We'll be reading some of your text messages. And of course, we'll be opening the window of celebrations to see those celebrating their birthdays today. So we wouldn't waste any more of your time. Let's go for this break. We'll be right back. Right, welcome back into the studio. The show is still The Dialogue with me, Isaac Cloutier. My guest is Ernest Kumi from the Akwetia constituency. He is a member of the New Patriotic Party's communications team. We've been talking about quite a variety of issues this morning, including the president's 10th address on the update on the nation's mitigating measures on the spread of the coronavirus pandemic that is blowing across the world. We've also just spoken about the threat of the Western Togoland Homeland Study Group and 14 members being arrested. Right, so now we are activating the phone line 0240-550-899. 0240-550-899. We have looks like we have our first caller on the line this morning. Let's go and see who's there. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Very good. How are you, madam?
I'm fine.
Good. Nice to hear. Mpacho say.
Yeah. And the permit here than a month in another don't go up for it.
Okay, yes, yeah, Joe.
Mpacho. Mr. Sanfa, voters, new voters ID card now, and this is for. I'm saying who say, 2012 election petition, judgment, you know, and this is for almost ready judgment me, Yana, was almost ready judgment me, and the only place I switch to a money fair, yes, you declared your mama president. So what we did judgment ni ye kwanko require enough reasons say e was Ghana yenya new voters register. Secondly, and now penny I'm a special final year upon some. And so I say anka BC anka the chrono around June we say 8 June with them. And so yes go school 29 June. And then person who say that's then and they bet go BC. Enough. At least mention them was this election on July and now say they send the date, you know. And then
okay. All right. Very good question. When I'm sure you say education minister and Umbra Bontimbe Chechemu. So I'm sure between today, tomorrow, by Wednesday, or anytime this week, the education minister or any of the deputies will be out to explain Shishemwa and the president has put in place. We seem to have a very active phone line. This let's see who's there again. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Very good morning, my brother. I'm Pacho saying.
I'm Pacho, my friend, Koforija, Vice Assemblyman Katana.
Okay.
Now, in fact, I'm Honorable Kumi, very much going to film. I'm saying, I'm Kwakotia. I'm saying, I did a beer. I'm not going to come back before you. I'm going to I can't tell you what to say. But I can't even go with the more cardinal. I want to say yes. The sense not to be a one of my promise me this is a opinion. And I think Mark what's the best. The MP or this reading. Let me more man pin another for the basket here. And not do you know. And yes, you will charge and see a cassa. A man be. I'm not the Ketua. After that, you can say nothing. The son of the do my penny, piano, and angry for that, but we are no Sunday, no, and do for I'm the share meeting, and from the top of that, so we may say to you before, almost half of my brother to touch for 4, or more, I'm a nice, and I'm going to with you. And now, I'm going to go qualifanta. Or qualifanta. The 2 months, or to better my date, and so I'm going to say a meeting. In fact, I'm going to you. Not a beautiful come here one. Yet I'm still kind of that.
All right. Me, the outcome mantini na the amite partner second, the second baby mudia, me pacho, me bra, pacho, yem pet second assembia. Now, the Koya Diania, my idea, and they're fine, and they're no problem. Let's go back to the phone line 0240-550-899. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Hello. Okay, I think my caller is caught in between saying hello and
good morning.
Good morning. It is saying. Can you please, open up a bit? I can hardly hear you. Okay.
Kaka me can say, but you Mr. Kuti Uganda. But you look at Uganda ho. Ya year in the station at Traba, Ghana and Shio. Ghana and Shi. And the Ghana to the two tensions so that. Yeah, oh, the issue. You will remember any former president catching Ghana for say, in January, Duma. Many did the Tiahum. Our Tata easy. Most of the Kuti, she about to Jimu, and we are true. Maybe the one of the person who two presidents. And I do go for your chat, we'll control them too. Some who could try and get show your trauma man and I could not at Lasso. A woman, but the you are saying, and the Ebola town. You discovered CSC sentence. In part two, Mr. Kuti is out with the trauma of President Choimano. Move to much sentence of Mrs. You. Kaka Ebola accommodation, or much sentence in the person who did not be person coming to me. Mama Moon died Ghana for who lives so well, they know better than Pia Cochu. Could not go to Laba. Mama Dia died out.
Okay.
Your former president, you know, my Nano, and
all right. Okay. Yada say, Bra Moro from Dunkwa, or say their president, former president, Yenina, and Kosi She. We are still taking your call 0240 550 899. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Okay, the phone lines are still activated 0240 550 899. We are taking your calls. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, sir. I'm calling from the BN.
Hello?
This is the BN. Your family Boachi, Nana Boachi.
Nana Boachi?
Yeah.
Okay. Mpacho Kasefi here.
The better is the media. It's just, you know, my penina. Why, yeah, dear Papa. I'm a penny, will be near. Hello?
Yeah, me too. Yeah, Mpacho
Kasefi. Why, yeah, dear Papa.
Okay.
Because COVID-19, it was down from my. Once I gave up on a hammer, sorry, after United, because that distance, no, any more program.
All right. Okay. All right. So I guess my caller was saying he is with the president said yesterday in the 10th address. He's just skeptical about the lifting of restrictions on religious worship due to social distancing fears, according to the caller. This is the curtains on our interactive session, of course, with our callers. But you can still send your thoughts, comments, opinions, and views via social media handles on all social media platforms, including YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter. Send your messages on the president's address. Now is the time to open the window of celebrations and see who the birthday celebrants for today, the first day of June, is. So, right. Happy birthday to Christabel Enin from your sweet mom, Belinda. Oh, your mom didn't add any message? Your mom, anyway, we'll make a Christabel. So enjoy the day to the maximum, and that's a lovely smile. And let's hope these smiles bring the best for you in the 107 years you will live on this earth. Right, so that was to Christabel. Next is Dorcas Watima from Anakobna in Adenta. This is a happy birthday. Madam Dorcas, of course, is a very ponderous, but we hope it ends on a thrilling note for you and let the day be full of whatever you wish for yourself. Happy birthday to you, Dorcas. Who's next? We have Abednego or say from your friends, Meshach and Shadrach. Okay, they are not part of the family. This is from your family and friends. Happy birthday to you, Abednego. Enjoy the day. I like the nonchalant way you've posed for the day. With a smiling lady in Kente, happy birthday to Stella Amwa. This is coming from Ohene and Yvonne. Wishing you the best of the day. And finally, Morgan Freeman, of course, the famous American actor and film narrator. Enjoy the day, the best of today, the first day of June. Hope you have the best of today. I don't know whether Net2 will be showing any Morgan Freeman movies today, but this will bring down the curtains on the window. My brother, I know you have a lot to say, but going on in the U.S., George Floyd and the protests.
Yes, it's quite unfortunate.
Very unfortunate.
I always tell people, say, baby, we are saying no. Say BBC, no one take decisive and bold decisions. People are increasingly getting wise. Back in the days, you don't have a lot of people responding this way. But with access to social media and other platforms, you know, say, generators on Apple, we are now.
Even the White House, you see, was under threat. The White House, according to BBC this morning, and President Trump had to be moved to a bunker within the White House. I mean, the protesters were, you know, massing up around.
Another force in the UK, other places, other countries are joining. You see,
so
it's about time we take issues serious.
Not in America and the West, they pretend to be like ostriches, hiding their racist necks in the sand, thinking, oh, there's no racism, there's no racism. Meanwhile, our people are always complaining of racism. But it's hard and tough for Black Americans. The manner in which he died, I mean, the force of a knee on your neck, you are complaining, you're shouting, I can't breathe, I can't breathe. To the extent that he even yelled, mommy, at one point. And his mommy is dead. So to call your dead mom to come and save you is like grappling on straws at this sad point in time. But anyway, this is what's happening to our folks in America. Of course, there are protests in about 30 the U.S. Your final words?
Final words will go to my brothers and sisters watching me from my constituency. I would like to say hi to them and tell them I'm sure very soon or your parliamentary candidates. They should remember me. They should keep me at heart. They should support the best of the candidates. Now, many sure say, sir, and that's all for now. I promise you, I say, let me also say,
are you the King Promise of your constituency?
No, not a King Promise, but a quintessential leader.
Quintessential leader.
Yeah, who is supposed to bring them a new hope. So I'm sure they are looking out for it, and very soon, when given the mandate, you know, they will see the difference between me and what they've had over the years. And they should keep supporting. Now, Menchia Minia Banasco, so on the Banasco, and so contested or a Sikuma or the Ben Brakwa area mono, a month for no one and so in Tanechina, Yamanyanadum.
Right, so you heard it from Ernest Kumi. He is a member of the New Patriotic Party's communications team, and of course, our panelist for this morning. Guest on the dialogue, which is the conversation. This is where we the curtains. We say you, especially you and our production team, for making this particular come to a success. And just to end on the coronavirus updates on the figures in Ghana, currently we have 8,070 persons with coronavirus, with 36 on losing their lives, and the recoveries are 2,947. So the net amount of persons with the coronavirus is 5,913, not 8,000 like the number sounds, but 5,913. On notes, we say thank you. With us again tomorrow, where we bring you another conversation for the nation.